Hello, everybody. I just thought I would try and do a quick update video. We haven't done one for a while, and there's kind of a lot going on, a lot of things that I'm trying to do at the moment. And possibly too many, and I think this is why I've kind of thrown myself into the Elder Scrolls Online, because I'm trying to avoid certain topics, certain subjects, and it's just kind of like, do you know what, I can't do that. I'm trying to make this work, so I have to put the effort in. I have to be realistic about how much time I have in a day and about what I can do with that time. So I kind of want to talk about the three main prongs of what it is I'm trying to do at the moment. So number one is Twitch. Obviously the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/pieceofcake. That's the main prong. That's the bit that is supporting me at the moment. And it's the bit that I find the easiest and most enjoyable to do. And it won't be going anywhere anytime soon, but there may be a change in schedule coming up, which I've kind of been alluding to for a while. I may finally have to pull the trigger and work out when is the best time for me to put the effort into the streaming side. It's not likely to change radically. The most likely change is that my start time will go back to either 1 or 2 p.m. So I'll either go back 1 or 2 hours. I'll still probably try to stream for a minimum of 6 hours a day. It will just mean I go later into the evening. The reason being basically my evenings, so my afternoons into evenings are basically full of me playing video games, be it for my stream. I often join Rydog for his streams, which starts just a little bit after my streams end. And it means I don't really have time to get any work done during those weekdays. I don't want to give up on the streaming. I don't want to give up on being able to join Rydog or anyone else who happens to be around to play some multiplayer games, because it's fun. So I'm trying to work around that. So what that means is that the mornings have to become a lot more productive. I have to get a lot more done in those mornings than I am now, including the staying alive type stuff, like going to the shop, all the kind of stuff you don't really think about when you're trying to sort your work day out. You go into an office, you spend 8 hours, you work your life around that. I'm trying to squeeze what is quickly becoming 3 full-time jobs worth of hours into a day every day, and it's not working. Plus having a little bit of fun time in there as well. So plus living. So yeah, on the Twitch side, probably sometime around the middle of this month, I will probably go back to starting at 2 p.m. But then I will still be going for the 2 hour, for the 6 hours, for the 6 hours minimum, and possibly longer. The whole plan is if I can get everything done in the morning, then streams can go longer if I'm playing a game and I just want to carry on doing it until kind of the swap over time to Rydog. Like there's the possibility that I can go for a little bit longer there if I want to. And there are times I find I do want to keep on streaming. There are times where it gets to the end of 6 hours and I'm ready to end. That's just the streaming game for you. And it's basically dependent on the game, right? At that stage. So that's kind of the main update on Twitch. We're going to keep on doing it. I'm still really enjoying it. I just need to do it in a way where I can fit everything else in. So, second prong, the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel you're watching right now, because that's where I'm putting this video, Kicky Boy Productions. I want to do more. The improv stories are fantastic for 2 key reasons. One, audience participation. I'm getting the prompts from the audience, and I think that really helps with engagement. And 2, it is all improv. So the length of the video is normally how long, with a little bit of basic editing, is basically how long it takes me to make it. I can then upload it and then people can watch it. Now, I want to start spending more time on those videos. So obviously the recording aspect will never change. It's improv. It has to be off the top of my head. To lose that is to lose the whole idea of what those particular improv stories are meant to be about. So that will stay the same. What I'm thinking about in my mind is doing more editing to them. I don't know how that would work is my main issue right now. Like, I don't know what I could add in the editing to make it more watchable. I'm well aware at the moment that my videos would make more sense as like just plain audio files, right? Like a podcast, really short podcast, or just like a series of collected audiobooks or something like that, because it's always just me just talking to the camera, because that's how I feel most comfortable. And it's where my skills are. You know, I can't draw, I can't animate. I played around with doing like videos in Skyrim, etc., etc. May go back to it for this channel, but for now, that's kind of on the back burner. The videos are more often always going to be me just talking for the improvs, but maybe I can do something in the editing to make it more fun. Cut shots, stock footage, sound effects. I don't know, because I also don't know how far down the rabbit hole of making the videos look appealing / dumb, I guess, I want to go. Because the other key aspect for me, the improv story, is that the story can just tell itself. So, and this is true of me when I try to do writing work, or when I try to do proper directorial stuff as well, is that the story should be able to tell itself. The story should not be in the camera work. It shouldn't be in the directing of the scene as such, although there is an element of that. And also editors add another kind of layer to storytelling as well. But if the camera work or the editing get in the way, or are distracting, it takes away from the core aspect of the story. So I always try to do things as simple as possible. It's not just laziness. It's because I think a decent story doesn't need any of that flair, if you like. And that's not to take away from people who've done excellent shots for films in films where it's absolutely needed. Not because the story's bad, just because that particular scene calls for some fancy camera work. It doesn't all have to be static on a tripod cameras. I completely agree with that. But as an example, I watched Homecoming on Amazon Prime the other week, and the camera work and editing in that is distracting to the point where it makes the show unwatchable. And I almost gave up on it. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I started kind of basically tidying around the house, just shoved the audio over to my Amazon Echo. So I could basically just listen to Homecoming as if it was an audiobook, because the story was pretty good. It's just the camera work and the editing were all over the fucking place, and it was distracting. And that's not what I like. But anyway, that was a really, really wide tangent. So the improv stories will continue as long as people continue to give me prompts, but we're going to do more with the Cakey Boy Productions channel. And obviously I have lofty goals. I have lofty dreams, but we have to start small. I have to start with what I've got, which is essentially a webcam, a light, and a microphone. That's, I don't even have a proper camera at the moment to record these. It's all through webcam. Most of all the footage that's going to go up on that channel right now is going to be through the webcam. I've tried to make it look as good as possible. There are limitations. I also had the limitation of my upload speed, so I can't do really HD high bitrate footage. It's just not within my capabilities right now. Hopefully in the future it will be, but right now that's not where I am, and I think the important part is to get content out. Now the improv stories are one thing. The other side is I am writing a for YouTube only story, which will be, so this is kind of where I'm going to throw 2 short series up onto YouTube soon, and see which one people prefer, because the styles are very different. So one is essentially going to be... Okay, so one is going to be more like I'm reading a book out loud, so an audio book. So it's going to be narrative. There's going to be different characters, maybe no voices, but essentially... Just imagine, you've probably listened to audiobooks. One of the series is going to be very much like that. The other one is more a kind of vlog style. So I think this might lend itself more to YouTube. It's a kind of vlog style of a judge, essentially. A judge in a fantasy time who debates with himself via vlog over how his judgments should go. So it's more kind of train of consciousness, train of thought type idea. For the first few, for the first initial series, so each one will be in 3 parts of roughly 10 minutes each. I'm trying to keep to that kind of 10-minute video length. Seems to be a kind of a YouTube standard. I don't understand why it's a YouTube standard. I haven't looked into it, but roughly 10 minutes each. So the idea with the more narrative focused one will be read a chapter. Hopefully that'll take around 10 minutes. Come back for the next one. And then with the kind of more vlog style one, it'll be a certain case, a certain judgment. Playing around with different ideas. The judge one leaves it open to playing around with a lot of ideas, taking input from kind of weak news, turning that into kind of like a fantasy case or whatever, and kind of debating it on camera in a kind of hopefully humorous way. Humor is something I always aim for. It often falls flat, but that's kind of what I'm aiming for. And I've realized I've talked about the second prong for way too long. But there's more. So the other segment that I want to put on to Keekyboy Productions is a video idea I've played around with for a long time, and I'm just going to record one and put it up. And it's just me looking through the upcoming games on Steam. That's all it's going to be. Nice, simple, probably every fortnight. Do the same thing, look through like the first 5 pages of upcoming games on Steam, see if anything looks good, see if anything looks terrible, take the mickey out of it, and try and do a video series based on that. So those are the 3 video series that I'm trying to do. I want to get to a 3 videos a week upload schedule onto that channel, which is ambitious right now with everything else that I'm trying to do, but we're going to try and do it. So let's get on to the third prong before this video turns into a 20-minute. Prong number 3. PoliceAcade.com. It has been abandoned. It's like a ghost town in there right now. And that's literally because I have not had the time to write a single darn thing in that style. And I want to. I miss it. I like writing. Writing is one of the things I find incredibly fun. Streaming has kind of come up there. It's kind of snuck up there in a kind of almost taken over first place, but not quite. I find writing a nice way to relax and a nice way to spend my time. I just like to write. What I'm finding is that doing stories like Web, which always seem to end up being a lot more in depth than I really want to do for PoliceAcade.com, which might not make any sense, but the idea of PoliceAcade.com is short, snappy serials. So what I really want to be able to deliver on PoliceAcade.com is a story a week, basically. So it'll start on a Monday, it'll end on either a Friday or a Saturday, depending on if I want to do 5 or 6 pieces, depending on how much time I can put into the writing of this thing. So for the people who don't like reading long stories over a long, prolonged time, which I completely understand, by the way, what I want to be able to say to them is, look, well, if you just want to wait to see how the story ends, you only have to wait a week. And then you can read it all if that's what you want to do. So that's kind of the direction I want to shift PoliceAcade.com to, is a story a week. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't really have an idea in mind for that. Because I kind of just have, well, I do have one idea in mind, and I will say it's essentially fantasy NCIS, or any of those type of shows. And I think probably towards the middle of February. So towards the middle of February is where I intend to try to start to work to the new schedule and get things out. The first 2 weeks of February are going to be prep for that. So come middle of February, more work is going to be done. Now, how am I going to find the time? So I'm giving up a couple of things that, okay, didn't pay money directly, but were supporting me in other ways. Be it, free food, free drink, whatever it was. I'm going to put those to one side, and I'm going to put all of my eggs into the I'm producing stuff basket, which means I am going to have to ask for support. I'm not going to beg for it. It comes or it doesn't. It's as simple as that. It either works or it doesn't. But I want to put all my effort into trying to make it work. I've said it before. This time, it's not that I didn't mean it in the previous times. It's that things have gone in the way. And I'm the kind of person, if someone asks me to help them, I will. For the next 3 months or so, I will be telling people to fuck off. I need to put the time into this, see if I can make it work, because I have to make the final decision at some point this year as to whether I give up on all of this and look for employment elsewhere, or if I think this has got legs and this could support me for, 5 years is really what I would be looking for in terms of minimums for this kind of stuff to start supporting me, which is well, it'd be like winning the lottery to get 5 years out of this. But if I don't put the effort in, I never know. You've got to be in it to win it. So I want to put myself in it. I've already said streams will likely start later, so I can spend my mornings doing work on other projects. And just basically getting my days more structured. So I can just get more stuff done. It's going to be tough. It's going to be rough. I can imagine for the first couple of weeks, for a few weeks of me trying to do this, and I'm going to really need my weekends to recover. Although, let's be honest, I'm probably going to work most weekends as well. But that is what I'm trying to do. That is the update, basically. More content on all platforms. And then, there's no point talking right now about what we can do to upgrade the content. First of all, I just have to make the content. And that is what we're going to do for the next couple of months. We are going to just make content. I'm going to put it out there, and we will see what people make of it, essentially. And after a couple of months, we will come back and we will discuss how it's going, whether we're growing, whether we're not, whether we have to pull the ideas, whether I have to drop certain things, move my effort into certain other areas. These are the discussions that these videos will be more about going forward. With what I'm hoping is I can give real details of what's happening. But we will see. And this video has almost turned into a 20-minute video, and there's really been nothing to it. But yeah, so main takeaways: too long didn't read or too long didn't watch. Twitch is going to remain pretty much the same. I'm just probably going to move my start time back a little bit to give myself more time in the mornings. Cakey Boy Productions, we're aiming for 3 videos a week. The basic idea with that would be 1 improv story, 1 more scripted story in the series, and then a Steam video. We'll see if we can do them weekly. I don't know if enough new games go up on Steam to do them weekly. If not, it'd be fortnightly, so there'd be a Steam video and then another video. The Steam video is planned for Friday. For those interested, the plan is to get that up on Friday. Improv stories would be up on a Monday, and the scripted stuff would go up on a Wednesday. If my improv story queue gets full on the Twitch side, there will be more improv stories. We will just throw them up as and when we need to. So that's the plan there. PoliceArcade.com. Okay, so I guess I should also talk about web on PoliceArcade.com. So that story became way too involved. It became less a kind of easy serial to write and more a book with a decent story. So that is exactly how I'm treating web right now. I'm treating web as if I am writing a book. And I've planned it out. I have a timeline sorted out. I'm doing more research. I'm fleshing out the characters so I know how they would act in certain scenarios. And my plan for web is going to be to release that as a book at some point. With web, I'm hoping that I can do some videos on the kind of the process of that series, of what it is I'm trying to do. Obviously, I will probably put up excerpts on pleasearcade.com as and when I feel I can to keep people interested in that story. But the plan for web is that's going to be an ebook released under the name Piece of Cake. I don't know how that's going to go, but that is the plan. So that's kind of the fourth prong in my 3-prong plan. Can I make it 5 just to be like a hitchhiker's guide? No. Anyway, so that's the plan. That's what I'm going to be working on. The idea with Twitch is I still want to put the same amount of hours into Twitch. I just need to push them back a little bit so I can put more hours in the morning into the other stuff that I want to get done. Try and grow Cakey Boy Productions, first in terms of content and then obviously in terms of viewer base. Try and grow Twitch and then try and grow people reading pleasearcade.com. I have no idea how to do it, but the first thing I've got to do is get content out and on a regular basis. Once we've got that done, we can then go for growth. But first of all, it's all down to me getting the content out. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Everybody is making this possible. Even trying to do the attempt, it's only possible because of you guys. I appreciate the support in a way I cannot really describe. It means the world to me, all this continued support. We've gone over 20 minutes now, so I am just going to stop before it becomes a 30-minuter. But yeah, that's the update. There will be more stuff coming out, a lot more work being done from me. I apologize if in the next few weeks I'm a little bit more tired when it comes to stream time, or a little bit more grumpy, or if I have to skip out on some of the kind of later gaming sessions that we've been doing, just until I get my schedule down and my energy levels sorted out, and then everything will go back to normal. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.